Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is a House of Wolf podcast exclusive, August tour edition. I have friends with me.
I'm April.
BLANCA. DANNI.
You guys have probably seen them before. If you guys watch our other Crumble Bubble Cookie podcast, they're usually on there or usually in the lives. They're there. But we're here today to do a K-pop August takeover. We all went to the May 10th Inglewood Day 1 concert. So we're kind of just gonna explain our journey, explain our thoughts and feelings and all that fun stuff.
I feel like
Our experience.
And I'm like,
And I have some beautiful displays back here. I have his albums up there. I purchased that at the concert. I made this. I cross-stitched this with my own two hands. And then we have bucket hat here and then like the little band that like you buy. But yeah. And then I also wore this to the concert. It's kind of like symbolic if you know Augusti. And then I made the chain and everything. So we're ready. We're ready. So I kind of wanted to start things off if you guys were okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
How buying the tickets went.
ooh. Big ooh.
Cause that was a story all in its own already.
Yes.
So if any K-pop stands are watching this, you guys know how stressful it is to buy tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like a whole new level of stress. I explained this in the last K-pop podcast we did. The stress level is up here. Okay,
Yeah.
like it's through the roof. So this is my bias in BTS. So I knew for a fact I had to go to this concert, no matter what it took.
Yeah.
No matter how the cost.
And it's crazy too because in every friend group, there's one friend that just says, all right, I'll cash app you. There's one friend that says, I'm going to go ahead and buy the tickets. There's another friend that's for support with their laptop, even though, you know, they're not the most helpful. And then the one person that's like, yeah, I'll be there. Just let me know how much, which is that I'm that friend. But Amber is the friend that buys tickets.
There's the one friend that supplies the card. So in my mindset, I was ready. We have been to 2 BTS concerts previously, so I'm kind of the one that has to sacrifice the stress and do it.
Get the tickets.
I don't think any of these people at this table could handle it.
I'd be crying. I'd be like, you know what? Forget
It's
it.
so bad. It's so
I
bad.
would just be crying.
Sorry guys, we're not going. There's no way we're making it.
She is a pro at it. She's pretty good at
And
it. So.
she's so calm
I try
about
my
it.
best.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in Ticketmaster, which by the way, Ticketmaster you suck. Okay, that's a whole nother discussion. We're not gonna get into it. I was in Ticketmaster and I was doing what I had to do, clicking on those little tiny ass blue dots. Okay,
Still pressed.
and I was clicking on them, and every time I would click on them, they would turn gray. They would disappear, which means
Someone bought them.
someone bought them. Like they're not available. And then I was internally, I was like. And so I would keep going. And then I was like, do I try to get the floor? Like, is that even something like, because it wasn't on my mind. We usually sit further up, just because I feel like the view has been good. Like, you could see everything and everyone, all the army like, I don't care what they say. The seats up are so good. So that was kind of what was on my mind. But I was like, let's try it. I tried maybe like at least 5 times to get 5 different seats, and none of them was working. So at this point, I was like, this isn't gonna happen for us. Like, we're actually not gonna go. And I was like, literally like gonna cry because I'm like, how am I gonna miss Augusti of all things to miss? And so I was like, let me try the floor one more time. Like, worst case scenario, it doesn't work. So I click on the floor, and how the floor works is it's different. There's not individual seats. You have to click on the floor, and then you have to click on how many people or how many tickets you want, and then proceed to purchase tickets. So that's what I did.
Okay.
And it loaded for a little bit. And then it says, congratulations, you got the ticket. And proceed to payment. And I was like, at that point, I was like, well, yeah, I didn't even look at the price, okay? The price didn't even cross my mind at that point. I was just like, oh, purchase? Okay.
Paint it up.
So I go, I glanced at the price and I was like, okay, let's go. Let's just say they were like more than $500 each.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's this or nothing. It's this or we go. Like,
Sorry, Mom.
I mean, it is what it is. And so, because I was using Wonderful Mom's card
Let's go!
to purchase tickets, they sent her a text being like, a purchase of this amount is being made to your card. Are you sure you want to approve it? And I'm like, and I'm on a timer, right? Like, you have a timer device. I'm like, oh, crap. And so I'm texting her on my phone, like, Mom, just what's the code? What's the code?
Yeah, I think you called
She's
me.
like, what? And then my brother answered, and he's
yeah.
all being my brother. He's like, oh, hi. And I'm like, no, seriously, get the phone to Mom. This is a serious moment, okay? Get the phone to Mom. And then she was like, what? And then I was like, the code that's on your phone that you just got a text from, give it to me. And so Ethan, my brother, he was like, it says a purchase of like such and such amount of money. My mom's like, what? What is that?
What are you doing?
Like, what are you buying right now? And I'm like, Agust tickets? And she's like, why is there so much? I was like, I'll explain later. Give me the code. So she's like, she reluctantly gave me the code. Right? I'm like, okay. And I type it in. And then I pressed purchase tickets, and it loads. It's like, congratulations, you're going. I'm like, oh. And then like at that moment, like all the stress is just like gone, right?
And then she slept for 3 days straight.
Probably, yeah, I think so. But after that, and then so I had to call her back and explain the craziness, and she's like, why were the tickets so freaking much? And like she was stressing, and I was like, it's okay, we're going, it's fine, don't stress about it. We're in debt, but we're going.
But backstory, this is for her upcoming birthday. So like it's an early birthday present. So I was like, okay, this is a moment, or how do you say it? She's gonna be 30.
Yeah, it's a milestone.
So
birthday.
it's a milestone birthday. So I'm like, and I really wanted to do this for her. So I was like, okay, that's all you're getting for your birthday. Happy birthday.
I was like, okay, great. And so, meanwhile, DANNI over here, she was like, did you get him? Did you get him? And I'm like,
Okay, so on my side of it, she goes, I'm buying the tickets today, X, Y, and Z. So I go to the bank and try and get money out. I tap my card on the little tappy tap thing in the drive-through. Unfortunately, my card at the time got, what is that? Scammed or hacked for $900. And I was just sobbing, having my own
Not
day.
even good.
I wasn't thinking about the concert tickets. That went out the window, like my money. And so I was like, okay, so I get home and I'm like, did you get the tickets? Did you get the tickets? Did you get the tickets? She's like, yeah. Did you get the money? And I was like, about that. Well, we're gonna have to wait a second, but you'll get the money. But I was really excited. I was like, oh my gosh, like who else is going? What's gonna go on? All this other extra stuff. But I was like jumping up and down. I ran to my daughter and I was like, guess what? I'm going. She's like, yeah, you're gonna go. And she's like, I wanna go. I was like, no, you're too little. Yeah, but it was really crazy on that part of it.
and then I was texting her. She's my best friend, guys. You haven't met her before. My best friend. I have been texting you like weeks, but like when we found out, like weeks, and I was like, "Are you going?" Like she works at a school, so she had to make sure she was not in class. And
I was sick that day for 2 days.
yeah, right, guys.
The days of the concert, yes.
Dang it!
All my bosses don't watch
But she was
So-
on board. Everyone was on board, so it was good. So
Flash forward.
flash forward, okay? We purchased tickets, everything's good, we're making plans. The day before the concert, okay, so our concert was on May 10th. The day before the concert, I get a text or notification from Ticketmaster saying, you should put your tickets inside of your Google Wallet, so that way at the stadium, if there's any like slow Wi-Fi or anything like that, you'll already have your tickets in your wallet, and you don't have to wait for Wi-Fi. You just bring up your Google Wallet and they scan it. I was like, that's a freaking genius idea. I was like, let's do that. So I wasn't logged into my Ticketmaster at the time. I honestly hadn't even looked at my tickets after I bought them. I logged into Ticketmaster one time to make sure they were still there, even though there's no way they couldn't be there. But in my brain, I was like,
You just had to
I
double
want to
check.
make sure.
Is this
they're
real?
there.
Did we really do that?
Yeah, did we
that
really
really
do that?
happen?
Am I sure? But no, they were there. And so I logged right back out. And so then the day before, I logged back in to put my tickets into my Google Wallet, and I clicked on the ticket, and I was like, oh, like the save button, because I don't put stuff in my Google Wallet, so I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and so I was like, oh, you must have to click the barcode to put like save in wallet or something, you know. Again, I'm a noob, I don't know what I'm doing, and so I clicked on the barcode, and it brought up the actual ticket, like the image of the ticket, and on the top, it read, August D, general admission, floor, VIP, sound check, tickets. And I was like, what? I was like, what? And so I read it again, and I was like, I know English, right? This is what that says. It says VIP, sound check, floors, tickets. And I'm like, okay. And so the only person home at this point was my grandma. And so I was like, I'm gonna ask her if I'm reading this right. So I go to her, I'm like, hey grandma, can you read this for me? And she's like, okay, let me put my glasses on. Puts her glasses on.
Dang, that's your voice in your head.
At least she's not country.
Not sound like that.
And so she puts her glasses on and she reads it and she looks at me, she's like, are these your tickets? And I was like, it says what I think it says, right? She's like, yeah. And then that's when I freaked out. And then I was like, oh my God, I have to call Danielle. And Danny was getting her hair done at the time.
I'm too lazy when we
So what
go
happened?
places to do my own hair. It saves so much time. Get your hair done if you're going somewhere. Tell them, don't brush out my curls. We'll sleep on it. Life is great. So she's in the middle of like talking to me. What are we gonna do? Where are you going? Whatever. Amber calls me. Hey Dan, Danny, are you ready? Like, are you able to?
Are you
talk?
okay? Can
Are
you talk?
And you know, like, she wants to talk about something. If she asks you, do you have time to talk? I mean, yeah, I'm just sitting here. Okay, well, check your phone. I'm gonna send you a picture. All right. She sends me this picture, and I'm just like, what? She's like, can you read that out loud for me? And it's like, okay, you have VIP floor tickets, and I knew about that part, but I was like, wait, VIP, what? No, that's not real. And sound check, I was screaming, and my hair girl's like, okay, don't move. Like, she's like, she puts the iron down, and she's like, we're just gonna have a moment and be excited with you. Then I'm like, she's very calm and like hippie vibes. And so she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, we can meet like your husband, Amber. We're like, I'm fangirling. I'm being crazy. And then my hair girl's like, oh my God, where are you guys going? Can I go? She's getting married? She doesn't understand any of what's going on, but she's just supportive. And then I'm just like, no. Like, so I explained everything to her from the beginning that I knew. And she was so excited for us. And she's like, okay, you have to send me pictures. I need to know everything. I need to see the outfits. I need to do this. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. She's like, and let me know how your hair stays. And I'm like, okay. Most importantly. All right.
More importantly, yeah.
I'm screaming. Amber's like, okay, I'm gonna call Blanca. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah. So then she adds us in like a 3-way call, which we haven't done a 3-way call since we were like in high school. So doing that, it was nostalgic. But then we call her. Go ahead.
Oh my
Your turn.
Yeah, your turn.
I think I was just running errands and you called me. You're like,
you were in the car.
You're like, can you talk? I'm like, don't get too excited. And I'm like, okay, cool. I was like,
I think you need to sit down for this one.
Yeah, and I was like driving. I was like, I'm almost home. I'm fine. I was like driving, trying not to freak out. And I was like, I don't even remember. I think it was just like such a moment of like excitement and like,
yeah.
For real. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you for real?
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't look at the pictures because I was driving.
Right.
So then I got to my apartment and I was like, holy shit, this is, excuse my language, just for being blur that out. There's definitely some words being said. And then I think right after that call, I called my mom and I was like, oh my God, Mom. Then I really was freaking out with her and she was like, yay, but like such a calm like mother moment, and I was like, lady, this is not the person I needed to call.
Hey, thank you, Mom. Thanks, so who can I call?
But I thought it was incredible. It's pretty
And then
awesome.
I called her and I was like, so you want some good news or you want some good news? And then I told you, and then you're like, that makes so much more sense about the price.
Then I was like, okay with the price. I was like, all right, then, you know.
But so in the end, like this was our first time. Like I said, we've been to 3 or now 3 BTS concerts. I'm considering obviously part of BTS. 3 BTS concerts. We've never gotten floor, nor have we gotten soundcheck.
It was the
So-
greatest happy birthday accidental present
Yeah.
that you could have gotten ever.
It was crazy. I was
Yeah.
like, wow. And then imagine if we didn't check.
I think the funny thing is me and Amber made plans of how we
Yes.
were going to, like, our plan was to do A, B, C, and D and get to the concert and this. So we had a plan set. So when this happened and she called out, we're like, we're going to have to come up with a new plan. We don't even know what to do.
Yeah, we didn't even know what time soundcheck started.
Yeah, we didn't know what time we needed to be there or nothing.
We had not a clue of anything.
Yeah, so we had no plan at that point, and we were both kind of freaking out because we are planners. Like, we have to plan our day. We have to plan. I have to plan. When I wake up, I plan everything. So we wanted to plan it. So we finally figured out what time the sound check was, what time we had to register, because you have to go in and register as a VIP, get your little pet. And then there was a VIP merch line that you had to get into that you can get into early before the general public came. So there was all this
all the
stuff.
stuff we had to find. And
We had to
figure out.
redo our whole entire plan. And even the plan that we had kind of, it didn't even work.
Yeah,
Once
so
we
we're
got
gonna
there,
get into
just,
that.
yeah.
No, I'm gonna get into that.
Out
Yeah.
the window.
Out the window.
Totally out the
Crazy.
window. So, kind of like like plan A was we get there, we check in, we go eat somewhere.
We ate there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know.
We get there, we go eat, we come back for merch, and then we go get ready because we already had a hotel booked and everything, so we're gonna go get ready because we all had specific costumes, which or August D themed costumes. You guys want to talk about that real quick, Danielle?
Go ahead, you first.
Me? Okay, so I went as Digital Yoongi, hence the hat. I had like the little cardigan.
Yeah.
I had the cardigan. I had the hat on. Black
then-
pants, shoes.
Then D did your eye.
Oh yeah, and then I had Danny draw a scar on my eye. So that was mine.
Yeah, and then I was the Digita, but the version of him with the ropes, with all of his chains on in like the army-ish green. It was sort of warm out there, so I was like, should I take a jacket? Should I not? It was in the car, but I ended up wearing, it was like a sweater shirt. It was the same color, and I had chains on, and then I did... My plan for makeup was different, okay? Here's the
We'll
thing.
get into why you
Yeah.
didn't do it, but yeah.
The night before, I was like, I could do the scar, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm letting Amber have the scar. That's her moment. This is for, we went for her. This is for, I went, you know, like to support her. This is her man. Like, this is, I'm just a bridesmaid at this point. And so
We are all bridesmaids.
I was like, I'll just let her have the scar. So instead, I did like a red winged eyeliner and just put like heavy mascara. And I was like, no one's even gonna be looking at me. It's not about me.
It looked cute.
Let's just do some quick, fast makeup and then have a great time. I was really pressed about my eyelashes, guys.
Oh
They're
yeah,
right there. They're
on
sitting
the way
on
up
the counter.
there.
We were going to stop.
But that was side note. Sorry, but I had that outfit on, and then in the music video, he's wearing some Nike high top for something. I don't even know. I looked him up and I called my brother because my brother loves shoes, and I'm like, and he works at a shoe place, and I'm like, hey, get me these shoes. I know you can get a discount. La la la, whatever, blah blah blah, details. He goes, all right, bet I got you. About a couple hours later, he goes, hey kid, you're not getting those.
Oh.
Find some other shoes to wear that you have. And I was like, well, why? $2,000, Mr.
Oh, shit.
Mr. Yoongi, sir. Like, I couldn't copy that at the moment. I was going to go see you. It was enough. And so I just wear Vans, but it was really cute. Otherwise, like, I think they were comfortable. They were like broken in already.
It works.
Yeah.
What about you?
And then I don't know.
You went as
Oh,
No
really?
Era.
Was
No
it?
Era Yoongi.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
with the bandana, the
the
classic
white bandana
and
and
then the
then
chain.
yeah, thank you. How you
The
had
white.
more chains. I think it was kind of my look.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because my hair is short at this point. It does what it does. So
She
I
then-
feel like anything you would have done with the hair would have worked.
and it was a lot shorter.
Yeah, it was.
A
It was
little bit
short.
shorter. So, but I think the bandana pulled it together. That's pretty
It
much
did.
what I liked. It was pretty
Yeah.
simplified.
Mhm.
Definitely did not have the good shoes. I hate her at the end of the night. It is worth it.
Would you wear the
You look
docs,
cute,
huh?
I wore my Doc Martens.
They were
Yeah.
cute though.
And it was cute.
And then probably the best The best.
The only
It was Amber's idea,
Yes.
but I was the $3 gold chain Yoongi, but it was Suga.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had my gold chains on. She lent me her Ray-Ban sunglasses because that's what he wears. And then it's a white t-shirt that says Suga. And she actually put the Suga on there. I just got a white t-shirt and then she put the Suga on there for me. And then I just wore black pants, I think, and some comfy shoes because I'm old and I need comfortable shoes. So the shoes didn't matter to me. I didn't care what he was wearing. I'm wearing what I'm going to wear. But it was really a cute little outfit.
Yeah, it was good.
I felt very festive.
You were so cute. You were the only one that was there. All of us were different versions of Digita or different versions of
or wedding
this
dress.
music video.
Yeah.
Or we saw multiple wedding dresses of like Yoongi loves me, I'm his bride, or
Marry me,
marry
Yoongi.
me. We saw so many tangerines, you guys.
It was so cute.
So many. And I wanted to be a tangerine, but I wasn't confident enough to be one. And I'm just like, I'm going to be a tangerine. I don't even care. I regret being a tangerine at this point.
You should have been.
You should have been.
I should have just been a tangerine. But all right.
Okay, so that was kind of our looks. I'll give producer Nate pictures of what our costumes look like. Maybe you can throw them up there. So we arrived like at 10:15. Check-in for VIP was at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Little did we know, we should have been there at 9 a.m. The line for VIP check-in was like a snake, right? We
a couple
went
miles
in to
long.
go park, and we asked them, is this the line for VIP? And they were like, yeah. And we're like, okay. And so I made them get out and get in line while we went and found a parking spot.
So we get out in our pajamas.
Yeah, because at this point,
We are
thought
coming-
just gonna check in and then leave, right?
Our concert was at 8 o'clock, and we were there at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And literally in our pajamas, hair thrown, got up early in the morning. I'm in a...
Because we were planning on getting ready at our hotel. Remember,
Yeah.
guys?
We were in our pajamas, okay? And I was comfortable, and very bad flashbacks. I was very embarrassed, but I was like, you know, why am I embarrassed? I'm here, I'm fine. Everything's great, life is great, and if they judge me for this moment, then skip you. I'm here, and having a great time.
So we made it to the check-in
Yes.
at
did.
12 p.m.
Yes.
So from 10 p.m. or 10:15 a.m. to 12 p.m. We finally got our bracelets, and we didn't get our lanyards. Actually, we just got our bracelets.
And a little
goodie
bag
bag.
full. Yeah, goodie
Oh
bag.
yeah, so we got that in our gritty bag.
Gritty.
In our gritty bag.
Whatever you want to call it.
that. And then they had like little wristbands.
Yeah,
And it
I was
said
gonna wear them and I
D-Day,
forgot them.
the D-Day back here. They had them. A lot of people were using them around their beers or their drinks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It was super cute. There was also... What else was there?
I think it was the photos.
There was some
There was, like,
photos.
photo
Yeah,
cards.
Tattoos.
tattoos.
There was
yeah.
tattoos. I got some.
There was a few things in the goodie bag. It was actually good. It was good.
I got stickers.
Oh, maybe
But-
they were stickers. No.
She
The-
bought tattoos.
Yeah, the best part, I bought them and I was like, oh, I'll use them for a makeup look, and then I never want to open them. So they're just in my bag. But
So kind of like at that moment, we discovered that on our wristbands that we got is a number that they're letting us in for sound check, and we're 1,903. We were 1,902, 3, 4, and 5.
yeah.
So we could have gotten there at 9 a.m. and been like number 80, gotten even closer than we were.
Well, we know for next time.
Yeah,
There
we know
will
for
be a
next
next time, and we will be there early.
Mm-hmm.
Bet we're camping.
I was like, we're gonna camp.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna go all out. We're
Sorry.
gonna stink and everything.
We're gonna take a tent and on the sidewalk camp out just like everybody else.
Take a-
There was
a
tents.
Home Depot bucket.
I'm
I'll
not
be like,
kidding.
"What's
There
it?"
was tent after tent after tent. The whole sidewalk around the corner, all tents. Everybody
Yeah.
camping out.
Everybody.
Yep.
I guess that's the way to do it though, if you want to
Yeah.
be one of the first ones. So by the time we get into the merch line, everyone that was in front of us to check in for VIP was in the merch line. So you can imagine how long the merch line was. The merch line
It was
opened at
crazy.
12 p.m. When we got our wristbands is when the line opened for merch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The good part about this, though, was that whenever we were in line, whenever you meet another army, you instantly bond. You guys know each other's music. You're around, you know, oh, who's your bias? Oh my god, you like this person?
You know the
I like this
language.
person too. Oh my god,
Yeah.
you know, you guys are able to bond. And a lot of the armies make things in bulk
Yes.
and then give them out. So like
They're called freebies.
They're called freebies. And some of the girls here, they have their bracelets. I forgot mine
They're
at
so
home.
cute. I
I've
love
been
it.
wearing mine every so often. You too?
Yeah, you want your food?
She made little candy with his initials on it, a little heart, and then in here, Amber has
Some of the goodies.
some of the goodies. So
yeah,
some of
I'm
the
not gonna
people,
take everything out, but this is literally every freebie that I got at the concert is in here.
This was my first BTS concert. So I wasn't used to this. I didn't know they did this. And I was like, they're handing out free stuff. They make it themselves and then they just hand it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's awesome. I think there was one girl asking for a donation, so I gave her some money for it. And it was like a little bag full of like pictures, I think a button or something. So I went ahead and paid her. But for the most part, they were like, oh yeah, just passing it out. And I was like, this is awesome. I have never been to a concert where there was so much free stuff being given out by the fans.
To each other.
Yeah, and they make stuff like the bracelet. That's my favorite. I think we all love the
I've been
bracelet.
wearing mine every so often. I'm just scared like what if it breaks.
But anyways, that impressed me the most about the fans. They were so giving, and they had hundreds of stuff. This one girl with a big old box just handing out stuff. You know,
She's like, man, I wish I knew this happened. We could have made something.
I know. I was
And I'm
like,
crafty, so I was like, yeah.
we could have done something for next time. But anyway, so that was my first experience at one of those types of concerts, and that's what impressed me about it the most. It was awesome.
Yeah.
The whole panel of crafty people.
So we
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we all.
did it in all our different ways.
But so we waited in that merch line, and at this point, we kind of made the jump gun decision that we weren't gonna be leaving.
We were not going back to
We're
the
not
hotel.
going anywhere.
We're getting dressed in the car.
We're getting dressed and ready in the car because we had all of our stuff.
Pajamas?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
At this point, we were all
No
still in our
makeup.
pajamas.
Hair's a mess.
Yeah. Hair everywhere.
Definitely.
Like,
Because it was windy.
no makeup on.
Yeah.
Windy.
Windy.
And it was right.
hot but
I
windy.
got so sunburned.
Good thing she had an umbrella in her car because I was frying like a crispy critter. I was like, I need that umbrella like today, and her too. Like she was frying too. And then so I was standing in the merch line. They went.
Not me, these two.
No, but all of you. I was in the merch line by myself, and I think you three went to go get something to eat or something.
Oh yeah, that was when we went to get merch.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's right. I was standing in the line to actually get in.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there was a lady sitting Indian style with her daughter, and then I guess another lady that was with them standing there. Well, the lady sitting down, she had skin like mine, if you know what I mean. And I was like, she's just like the sun's just beating on her, and I just stepped over and I was like, here, you can use some of this umbrella too. I felt so bad for her. I'm like, you're gonna be a fried crispy critter
We were
like
all
me.
crispy critters at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was
all of
windy
us.
and the weather was nice, but the sun was just like,
We came home with some crazy hands. I had a necklace down.
Yeah.
No, and yours?
Oh, mine was
You had a chain?
I had a chain, so I had like a random little D on me.
oh yeah.
It was pretty bad.
So we finally made it around 2:30 to buy merch.
Yeah.
So from 12 to 2:30, we finally got our merch. And we got
We were
food.
going back and forth from the car. No, we were like taking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
while we were waiting in line for merch, we were going back and forth getting ready. So we were finally ready, and we still all together waited about maybe 30 minutes to finally get our merch after we were done getting ready in the car. So we got our merch around 2:30. We decided, we're gonna be here. We might as well get some food. So they were opening the stadium for people who wanted to just go up a little bit and like go to the little concession stand and get some drinks or food or whatever. So we went and did that. So while she was waiting in line to get in, which didn't matter because our wristbands determined how close we were going to be to the
Yeah.
stage. So it didn't matter about that line really.
Yeah,
It was just,
it
we were
didn't.
just waiting for that stadium to open.
And they had
for us.
specific doors for those numbers too. So you had to go to the door that correlated to the number on your wristband.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we all got in, probably like,
I think they opened it up at 3 or 3:30.
it was like
something-
3:45. It was
Some around there. But anyways, that's when they started letting people not into the building, just into the part where you go stand by your door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're waiting by our door for like another
45
minutes, an hour at least. And then they're like, you guys all have to be in numerical order, which hence the numbers
That
on the
was
wristband.
insane. Trying to get all of these people.
And they're like, what number are you? What number are you? What
I
number
know.
are
We were asking,
Yeah.
what number are you? People come up to, what number are you?
We're just at one point, we're just like holding it up. Like, we're this. So we were in line, and then finally the line started.
I know. We're like, thank God.
And then my heart felt like it was in my ass.
She was just not, she was going to meet her man for the first time.
I was like,
well, not
"He's
really
gonna
for
be
the first
right
time,
there,
but.
y'all." Right there. And we didn't know at this point because the people in charge of the lines were like, well, we're letting you in based off of your numbers, but once you're in there, it's a free for all. So once we were down there, you can try to get as close as you could
To the stage,
Yeah.
to the stage.
And the issue was that they put me in the front, and we're like, Danny, run. I know you're aggressive. You're the most aggressive friend out of this friend group. Run. Use your elbows. And I was like, you know what? Like,
You're right.
there's a lot of mean comments out there, but I'm gonna use this body for something. Get out of my way. They were like, don't run. As soon as we got we got down there, I was like, did I skip a part?
No,
we can
we got
go
down
back.
there.
But we got down there, and then don't run. And the girl in front of me is just like taking her time. She's at the library reading every chapter. I'm like, get out of the way. I don't want to cuss. Get out of the way. We get there, and then this person leaves. Amber and I look at each other.
Scooch up.
Oh. April's like, I'm gonna go get a glass of something to drink or whatever. I'm gonna go get food. Blanca's like, I'll go with you.
That wasn't.
That was
skipping.
after.
That was after.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So no, we get up there, and then there's like some steps like on the side of the stage, and we decided to go like before those because the stairs would be in the way. Our spot was good.
It was
we
a
were
good
all
spot.
like sardines in there. I would just say we were probably like 10 rows of people back.
Yeah, that sounds about
Maybe
right.
less, like maybe like 7 to 10 rows back.
I would say we were about 20 to 25 feet away from the stage.
Yes.
If you guys know.
It was close.
It was
I
pretty
don't know,
close.
but
I mean,
pretty close.
I mean, we weren't like literally like our necks weren't like this, which was great. We were like literally straight shot, like you could see the stage perfectly. And we waited for about 30 minutes to an hour, and he started sound check.
Yep.
And he came out, and he came out in like sweat.
I was waiting for her to pass out, so I was like this.
Do we hold Amber?
I'm all, if she passes out, I'm catching her.
I don't think I would have, but it was great. And I told my mom, I was like, "You're gonna have to take pictures during the sound check." Oh, they said no phones.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
sound check.
you're not allowed to have your
yeah,
phones
right.
out. You can't
Everybody's
have
all,
your phones,
poot.
this or that.
Everybody.
As soon as he
Literally,
walks
everyone like,
out,
what are they gonna do? Arrest us all? I think not.
Yeah, kick us all out. Yeah. Like, nobody's going to have their phone out during sound check.
Yeah,
as soon
Please.
as we heard the lights and like the
Yeah,
entrance, oh my god! All the flashes, all the everything.
Everyone
Everybody was
recording.
He's just walking out there casually, like,
right
let's
there.
do this. Let's make sure my mic works. And then I
He
told
was
my mom, I was
super
like,
chill.
you have to take videos and pictures of this. 'cause
Yeah, I did.
Right now, I'm too like this. So she did, and she actually caught. I don't have my phone. She actually caught a rare Yoongi moment, guys. Wait.
I can't do it.
It's just-
like it's a goofy smile.
No, it's not goofy.
It's goofy.
It's not goofy.
To me, it's a goofy smile. To her, it's like, oh, I love that smile.
It's what?
It's a goofy smile.
To me, it's what?
No. One of those.
You love so much.
Yeah.
But no, it was a rare Yoongi picture. He rarely makes that face, and when he does, it's a great.
And I
moment.
caught it.
It's a great moment, and she caught it, and I was like, what the? So after that, she was hurting, she was hungry, and
I
so
was
they're like,
hungry.
we're gonna
I was
go
hungry.
find something to eat or to drink or to
Oh yeah, I did skip some.
sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
And so at this point, me and Danny were like, all right, we gotta linebacker this shit like this because the moment people leave from a group, everyone
yeah.
crowds in.
Mm-hmm.
So like we had to make enough space for 2 extra people that weren't there, her and her. So we were literally like this next to each other, so that way we had
Probably
enough
looked
space.
crazy.
When they came back. Yeah, when they came back, we made sure we had enough space so that way it
So we could
wasn't,
fit
like,
back.
like this, you know.
Yeah.
I think that was like probably the craziest moment because like when we came back, everybody was like on the ground and it was like
Everybody was
stepping on
like-
other people and like being really careful about it. It was crazy.
Someone spilled water right in front of
Right
where we
in
were
front of
standing.
us,
I'm like,
right on our feet.
right on our feet, and
And then
just,
she looks at us, and I was like, I have napkins so you can clean it. Because she looked at me like I'm about to leave. And I'm like, we're not cleaning. I'm not cleaning this. So she cleaned it. I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Everybody's safe. And then there's people just like, we're about this close to each other. Just,
We're like
can I just
on
like
each
through
other.
really quick?
All my friends up there.
I'm like, oh, my friend. I'm like,
That
how many
was hard for
friends
me.
Sure.
were up
friends
there?
I know. I was telling her, I said, we could just say, oh, we have friends up there and just make our way. But you know what? The closer you get to the stage, the more you have to do this. So it probably wouldn't have been comfortable that close anyways. I think we were in a good spot
in a
because
very good
we could just like look like this, like, and then see him.
It'd still be good.
And then during this time, it's always a good. Oh, and then after sound check is when they started letting everyone else in. So we were VIP sound check. So our group of people got to go in before everyone else got to go in. So at this point, when they were gone, they were letting general admission in. So general admission floor that didn't get sound check, which I thought I had at the beginning, they were coming in. So imagine if we did have that, we would be way back there.
We'd be in the back.
We'd be in the back.
Back.
But they were trying to like crowd in. So not only was the squishing getting more squishy, people were leaving to go pee, people were leaving to go eat, people were coming back from going pee.
It was
And
rough.
I don't know how, but me and Danny ended up being like the passageway for everybody. We're like, what about us?
I don't
They
know.
passed right here next to us.
We looked warm and welcoming, and we were trying to not look that. Okay?
we're trying to be all
What
mean.
about this? Gave you the idea that we were like, excuse me, can I please get by? Excuse me.
No, but this was a good moment because you're around so many people that love the same thing as you.
Exactly.
We made a friend.
We did. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, friend. I will send you the link to this if you're not watching. Her name was Lucero, right? She was with her mom and maybe her aunt.
Maybe her aunt or a family member or,
Or a family
friend,
member.
somebody.
I'm not sure, sorry. But we just started chit-chatting it away. Like, we were old time buddies. Like,
Yeah. Oh my
like
God.
nothing.
Like, who's
no-
your bias? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and her bias was Jungkook, and usually my sister Jamie is with us, and her bias is Jungkook, and we're like, oh, we're missing Jungkook for the group. But we exchanged social media stuff, and we said after the concert we would send each other pictures and videos, and we did. We were like spamming each other after the concert.
I feel like as soon as we got home or to our hotel wherever we were staying, we sent the pictures to each other immediately. It was the same. You know, oh my God, look at this angle I got. I was like, dude, I got that picture, but like from the other angle. Let me send it to you. And it was really, really awesome.
So like so they came back, right? And Blanca was like, hey, did you guys get your lanyards? Because originally we were supposed to get this in our little
When you checked in
our little bag when we checked in, but I guess the shipment for them didn't come in time, so they had to hand them out while we were waiting for general admission to come in. So she's like, did you guys get your lanyards? And me and Daniel were like, no. And so she's like, oh yeah, the lady back here, there's a line and she's marking your bracelets when you get one. And so we're like, okay, well when you and my mom come back, well, me and Danielle will go, and you guys hold the fort, you know? So that was the plan. Well, Blanca came back. My mom was still eating somewhere.
Yeah, I didn't want
And
to
the
be out there
lady
eating.
started walking around and was like, who doesn't have their lanyards? Who doesn't have their lanyards? And she was like a good 10 feet away from us.
Yeah.
Like we couldn't even touch her. And I was like, I didn't get it, you know? And at this point, I didn't even see Danielle. Where she was. So I was like, I need two because I knew Danielle was right next to me. So I was like, I need to get one for me and one for her. So the lady reached over, threw me two lanyards, and then I turned. Danielle was over here. I turned to Danielle. I was like, oh, you're Danielle. Here's your. She wasn't there. And I'm like, what? Where the hell did she go?
Good old Danny movie.
Where did she go?
Scared.
I guess she sneakily went and found someone else who was handing out
I was
lanyards.
talking to some person next to me, and he's like, "Yeah, she's over there." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I'll just go real fast. They're not even gonna know I'm gone. I'll pop up with them like surprise."
And then she had two. And so I was like, I got you one. And she's like, I got you one. And I was like, I'll just give one to my mom. And then she's like, but we still have an extra one. And then they both looked at each other and they're like, you have the extra one.
Yeah.
Collectively, they're like, you need two. And then we were lucky enough to not even get our bracelets marked. I feel so bad for you.
She did mark
I feel
mine.
so bad.
I got mine marked and I was so upset because I was like, can you just
Yours
mark it?
right.
We just right here. She marked it right in the middle. I'm like,
Right where the collectors, where you want to display or whatever. It was so annoying.
So I gave her mine because I didn't get mine marked. We have that much time.
Okay.
So fast forward to the actual concert.
We waited maybe
now the concert.
we waited maybe like an hour.
And a half.
It was more than that, 'cause the
It was like an
started at
hour and a
8.
half.
Really long
Yeah,
time.
This was like the longest wait for a wedding I've ever waited in my life.
it was a long
Feet
wait.
were hurting, but I was excited.
My knee was swollen, but I was excited.
Well, he was fashionably late by 5 minutes. By 5 minutes. And it started, and we were all just like, whoa.
Yeah.
It started with like the little videos on the side, and then
Yeah.
he was carried out by all
He
his.
was carried out.
He was all carried out.
It was amazing.
It was awesome.
I think what I like most about his concert is that he just didn't do one style. He did all kinds of
Yes.
different styles. So he played the piano, he played the guitar, he did videos up on the screen and kind of moved around the stage with it. And then he had some dancers and then no dancers. And so he did all
sang,
kinds.
he
Yeah.
rapped.
He sang, he rapped, he danced, he, whooped up the audience and went to the sides and.
We were barking at him.
Yeah, we barked. He even hit his poor little lip and just carried on like nothing happened. But it hurt because he was like kind of looking at.
He was like,
But yeah, so I think he did a good concert it was the first concert I've been to for like a BTS, and I know this is her man, so I was really like expecting having high hopes, and he did a good job. I like that he had a variety of different things to do during his show.
and he said in an interview like last year, he was like, I don't think I'm ever going to go on tour because who's going to sit there and listen to me rap for 2.5 hours? And we're like, he's like, it'll be boring. I'm like,
It was not boring.
but what was your favorite part, like specifically about the actual performance? Do you have a favorite song or?
Well, I don't know the name of the songs, but I really liked when he went. It was like under the stage where he went and played the piano, and that was amazing. That was probably my favorite. And then when he played the guitar, and then when he laid on the ground, and then they picked him up and carried him away, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Those were like but I loved when he went down there and played the piano. It was awesome.
Yeah.
That was
Very
my
nice.
favorite part.
I think for me, I had two favorite moments. I thought it was really, really nice at the beginning when you're like watching Amber and just like there in that moment, and you were like in heaven. I loved it. I loved it. I was like, this is it for you. And then I don't know. I think I was just happy that I was able to see that, like and see your face, But the second part probably, oh man, I can't pick. But like when he was singing, I don't even know the songs either because they're so beautiful. But he's like, I think his voice, like the rapping, I love his rapping, but his singing was like something else. It's angelic. I think I really like that.
So mine was whenever, originally where we were standing, there was a ladder far off to the side. I don't know how many feet. I'm not great about that stuff. But it was further. Eventually, we got closer and closer to that ladder because as little sardines, we follow our man. And we were like, okay, left, right.
I think that's how we got moved over there.
Yeah, probably.
He was so close to us. And there was a moment where he put the mic down and we know the words to the songs. And he's just looking at us like eye contact.
Yeah.
You could smell his
I'm
breath.
recognizing you guys. And we were that close. I'm gonna cry. I don't want to do this. But I looked over, and Amber's standing in front of April, and it's like mom and daughter bonding moment, and I just burst out crying. I couldn't handle it. It was so beautiful because I'm a crybaby, but I was like, I love that for them for this moment. The colors were beautiful when the army bombs went, and mostly, what is the song? You'll remember it. It was Orange and Red. Tony he didn't.
It was probably Burn It.
I think it was Burn It. Yeah, because of
Featuring
Max, because Max wasn't there that day. Max was there the next day. Whatever. But
We're not ready at all.
it was so sorry. Are we okay? Checking. Okay, we're great. But it was just.
He's all, but you're almost done.
It was it was great. Those were great moments. And then there was times where he was like walking through the smoke alarm.
Walked into one of the
smoke things, and his hair just went. And he was like,
beautiful.
And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh. Or when he said slay, I was like, oh my god.
How about when he started the, and then as soon as I heard that,
Dude, she
I
slapped
slapped her so hard.
hard.
Because why though? Because that's your song. You like that song.
I like that.
His song Nevermind, in the beginning, he starts off with a cough, and he did
That was
it
good.
live too. I was wondering if he would, and he did it live too, and I was like hitting her.
Yeah.
But is it my turn to say my favorite?
Yeah, your favorite part.
no,
She's on the whole thing.
The whole thing. No. I would have to say when he performed Amigara. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. Amigara, and then his story behind it. If you watch his music video on it, you know like it's such a very emotional, like exposing song. He put a lot of his personal life out there when he made that song.
Yeah.
And you can tell when he performed it, he was getting choked up and he was trying not to cry, and just seeing him so passionate and experiencing that song with his fans, with people who love him just as much as he loves them, like it was great. That one. And then also he performed Seesaw on his guitar.
Oh my gosh.
That was another one I almost freaking cried
was
because
beautiful.
our very first BTS concert, I was like, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not a crier. And then Seesaw played, and I'm
Cried.
waterfall. I'm like, why am I crying at Seesaw right now? But to be fair, Jin did play the piano right before that.
So your heartstrings
And
already.
so my heartstrings were already being plucked by Jin. And then Yoongi came out and did that, and I was like, frick. But no, that, and then another one was when he did the compilation of all his rap solos and all of
Oh, that
all
was
the rap line
so
songs.
cool.
I
was
think
amazing.
if I am correct, I'm sorry if I'm not, but he said that J-Hope actually wrote that medley
Oh,
for
awesome.
him for the tour. So actually J-Hope came up with that. So it was kind of like
That's
a
so
piece
cool.
of
And
J-Hope
he
there.
just went to the. My God,
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, J-Hope's her bias.
Mine too.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
I like J-Hope.
I do.
But
Maybe not as much as her, but
and we just all experienced it. Oh, and then our K-pop friend that we made, her mom was so sweet. She was so
nice.
tiny. But I was kind of like, I wasn't struggling to see because we were right there, but I wanted to see him at every second.
Yeah.
Like no matter where he was on the stage, I wanted to make sure I could see him. And she was like, "Oh, here, like go up front." So at one point in time, me and Luceros were right next to each other, and we were like vibing together. It was so nice.
She was so cool. That her family, they were so polite. They were so nice to us. It felt like we came with them when we were around them.
It really did. It was really nice. But yeah, and then it ended and we were all sad. At least I was sad that it ended. I was like, I could go another 3 hours with this. But you know, it's
I was relieved that I could find somewhere to sit.
Yes. And then we got to our car, which thankfully was like right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Good
something about the
parking.
VIP though. Your parking's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Great.
it's
I don't
great
even know what that
parking.
word was, but
It was
we were
great.
right there.
And she's been our driver for the last 2 concerts. Hell.
Hell.
Straight hell picking us up. But this one was great because we were just resting in our car for like 20 minutes until the traffic jam cleared up. And then we were out of there after that in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Got
we
to
went
our
and got
hotel.
McDonald's, got a midnight snack, and we went home.
I'm not going to get into it, but the 2 first concerts they went to, I dropped them off, no big deal, when it was picking up time.
The first concert.
The F-bomb was every other word out of my mouth during those times.
Awful.
The
It's
Vegas
awful.
one, that
Yes.
you couldn't walk across the freeway to.
They
We
did.
did.
We
They
did.
did.
But the
So
traffic was so bad.
yeah, so I dropped them off at a certain spot so that they could walk over there. Our pickup spot was that spot. So when I went to go to that spot, they had it blocked off. So I was like, what am, and then there thousands and thousands of cars driving around Vegas trying to pick up their kids or whoever from
Uber or whatever. It was
like I said, I can't get into it because I get
Yeah.
too irritated, but it was this was way more relaxing. I said we're just sitting in the car. I said I am not going to sit in this traffic for 3
Our
hours.
feet were throbbing, our thighs were throbbing. And we were just talking about the experience, like how it was. And I was like, I can't believe that actually happened right now. But
That was
we
great.
experienced Agust, guys. Like, that was so cool.
He did a really good job. I think also my favorite thing about like BTS and stuff is that like they tell us all the time that they care about us, but they want us to care about ourselves. So at the concert, he has a song that's like, it goes, I love myself. And he put the mic down after he said it a couple times, and we said it about 15 times in a loop. That we're
was cool.
shouting
He wanted
it
to
as
make
loud
sure
as
that we knew that
can.
we had to love ourselves.
That we had to love ourselves. But to hear like that many amount of people screaming it was just everything my crybaby
remember
self
that.
needed to just feel the fire. I was like,
It was good. Overall, like,
it was
experience. Yeah, Jack, I agree.
You got me on that one. Pod dog.
But yeah, and then we don't have much time left, but we did go to the exhibit as well. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was beautiful.
wearing,
It was beautiful.
Like, the
Wait,
merch
the
from
proof
it.
one?
You just walk around basically. It's like a little museum. They have like the real props that they used in their music videos, or real pictures that the boys own themselves. You can't touch anything. You can't have your phones out. But
Can't
just
take pictures.
walking through it and like being there in the moment almost felt like
Yeah.
we were with them in that moment. And then they had a gallery full of every single comeback
That was
concert
beautiful.
photo that they ever had,
In
and you just
order.
walk in order and
Yeah.
looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
pretty
and
It
I,
was really nice.
I did love the fact that we didn't have our phones out because
Mhm.
we broke away from like the social media of everybody wanting to post and you're like this and then you're just like with your friends who also enjoy that or like other peers around you that love the same thing and you're like, oh my god, and we're all kind of teary-eyed like, do you remember that or like whatever.
Yeah.
So
Just bringing back
Yeah.
like past memories of what we remember, what we don't, or. And then the security guy asked me a question.
he was so cool.
Well, no, the security guy asked us a question. I
Oh,
think
okay.
me and Dee, or me and you, and we're like, I don't know, ask her, she'll know. So we went to her, and so then he asked her, because I said, she's the expert on it. And then she spilled her guts, and he's like, how do you know so much? He's all, you should be a PR for this group.
He's like, you can take my job. He's like, I get paid Friday. Come back, I'll give you my check. I'm like, I will. No, but and then he
That guy
just
was
kept
so sweet.
asking questions,
so
and I just kept answering. And he's like, yeah, you really know your stuff. And I was like, I didn't spend 8 years of my life doing this for nothing.
Speaking of how many years?
Today is their
Anniversary.
Happy 10 years,
So
BTS.
Happy 10 years.
10 years.
Woo, woo.
BTS, love you. I'm so sorry I wasn't there for all 10 of them, but I was there for
We'll be there for the rest.
small violin. But I was there for 8 or 7. 2016. I can't do math, so it says 2016.
7 almost.
Yeah.
Dang.
So I've been there.
It's like longer.
hmm
It's like way longer.
It feels like forever, but
It's like
A long time.
anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you did tune in, thank you for watching this. If you stuck around for all of this nonsense, I appreciate you.
And if you're seeing this and if you were there at the concert, tell us your
Yes.
favorite. Tell us about your experience, little.
Maybe we can put our Instagrams in the description, and then you can message us and tell us your experience or send us
Exchange
pictures.
pictures.
Yeah.
Bro,
Exchanging
yeah.
the pictures.
Yeah,
Honestly.
exchange pictures if you want. But yeah, don't forget to like this podcast and like all of our other podcasts. We have really good ones. We like to eat. We got cookies every week. We got nerd stuff every week. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me, and thank you guys for joining me at the concert.
Thank you for
Thank
having all
you.
that pressure buying the ticket.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Anytime. my body is the stress vessel for you guys. But all right, well,
How much
that's
are you
it.
again?
We'll see until the next time. I'm sure we're gonna have another podcast. So,
Thank you
Yep.
guys. Have a good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.